before we go to Pimlico?
It's probably the plan. We got to see how things go the next couple of days, but that would be our logical step more than likely, yeah.
You going back to Lexington this morning?
He's going to Mercury, and he'll stay there at least a week, and then we'll load up and probably head to Pimlico.
Hey, Eric, if you want to stand a little bit closer, that'd be...
All right. I didn't know how close to get.
Yeah.
Well, has it sunk in?
Yeah, I haven't slept yet, so I thought I would, but I couldn't. But it's sinking in now. I'm so proud of this horse and all my guys, my jockey. You know, it was a team effort from a long time ago, and we were just trying to get here, and it just went a step further than we could ever have dreamed. So, don't know what I can say other than it's just an absolute miracle. But he trained good enough to win that race all week long. So we didn't think that was going to happen, but we knew if he did, we wasn't going to be shocked. We were going to be shocked, but it wasn't going to be unacceptable.
Well, do you think that the fast early pace was helpful?
Everything went right for him to win. It was a crazy pace. And then at the quarter pole, the waters parted and he got through, and then he just had to get by that one horse in the middle of the stretch, and Sonny rode him like he's rode him in every race. He was patient. He knew that to get any piece of it, he had to save the ground. And yeah, I saw the move at the quarter pole. I knew that was, I told my father, actually, I said, that might get us on the board. And deep stretch, I said, oh my gosh. And I fell down. I didn't see him hit the finish line.
How many times have you watched the race since?
Twice. And I didn't know where anybody else had finished. And I didn't hear the call of the race until about midnight. And I guess I got one call right at the end when he crossed the wire. So
Have you ever seen a stretch run like that?
I have, just never with one of my horses. But no, it was a great ride by Sonny. And like she said, the race, it had to go that way, and it did.
How did he come out?
He looks great right now. He ate all his dinner, and he was bright-eyed last night after the race when I got over here finally. He was in there eating, and everybody was still having a great time, and he seems really good this morning. So we'll see how he's in the next day or two. But every time we've ran him, he's gained weight after a race. So I know we've never got to the bottom of him, and watching how he went after that pony after the race, I don't think we got to the bottom of him yesterday either. So.
Is that the first time he's ever done anything like that?
Yeah, he's a kind horse, and I just think, you know, he learned the killer instinct 2 races ago. Sonny got off and he told me, he goes, he's got the fire now. He goes, he wants to run him down or run over him, and I think when that race was over, he saw the pony and thought he had another horse to beat, and when that guy grabbed him, he was like, I'm supposed to run by you, let me go. And yeah, I don't think he meant it in the way as some people thought.
Like being aggressive.
Right, I think he just was thinking he needed to outrun that one too.
Eric, how did you guys celebrate last night?
All my friends drank a whole lot. I didn't. I don't drink, so. But I said a little prayer. Got a lot of nice texts from my children. You know, my wife, she's my secret weapon back there at the barn. She doesn't like the press, so she hid from you all yesterday after the race. And she's at the barn with the other 100 horses right now, making sure they're getting fed and taken care of and working her tail off. So didn't give her enough credit yesterday, but I didn't have a chance to. So want to make sure she gets the credit today.
So the announcer, I mean, it was just seconds before he crossed the line, before he even started calling him. I mean,
he never saw him at the quarter pole. I guess he was watching the 2 favorites battle it out, and you know, he was caught up in the moment with those guys. And I saw him coming, and I don't mind if you ever called him at all, except when it was the final call, and that's the one that mattered the most. So.
If you go to Pimlico, what will you do with the horse between now and then, and when would he go in December?
Probably send him there towards the weekend. He's a real good shipper, and he takes everything in stride. He's very calm and relaxed about his training, so won't do a whole lot of anything. Go up there, give him a few days on the track, maybe let him have a strong gallop. I've never been hard on him. I space my workouts, 10, 12 days instead of 7. I don't like to run him quick. This will be the first time we've had to do that if this is where it goes. But that's why he's been so fresh and getting better each race. We haven't pushed on him. And I don't get these horses 10 or 12 a year like him. I get one in a lifetime, so I've got to protect him. I'd like him to be here in a couple years and not just have a few races and have something go wrong. So
You take him back to your farm today, or
he goes back to Mercury and hopefully around 10 o'clock this morning.
Did you hear from Calumet? Anybody from Calumet? I mean, they
No.
lost him, but they also had the sire.
Not yet. I did talk to the owner of Kenai. She came into the winners area and congratulated me and told me that she owned the horse. And I'm sure those guys are happy at Calumet, and hopefully this will help Kenai get going. My client loves him. He's got two more that he bred a mare and he bought a yearling by him. And you know, I just hope that he does them proud.
How much have you raced at Pimlico in the past?
I've never raced a horse at Pimlico. I've raced every track in New York, California, Florida, here, but I've never been to Pimlico.
Eric, how do you compare waking up this morning, knowing that you won this race, to yesterday morning when you're still getting used to just being in the field and being in it?
The sun's coming up. I'm happy. I'm happy for my crew. Those guys have gone to the smallest tracks. They've worked, you know, in conditions after our accident at the farm years ago that most people would have never wanted to do again. They put in the hard time without ever getting a pat on the back from anybody but myself. You know, we don't have the big horses that this happens to. So I was so proud when they got to make the walk yesterday. To me, that was like I fulfilled a bucket list for my gang, that they're going to get to make a walk that they watch everybody else do every year. And as a matter of fact, I told one of them, I said, look at that crowd. Usually we're up there watching them. I said, this year they're watching you. And so a lot of this was for them.
So is it the kind of deal that as long as the horse is doing well, it's on to the Preakness?
Absolutely. Should be that way. Rick and I, we've talked about this before. Of course, we didn't think we would be the Derby winner, so we were just trying to figure out, would we do all three? Would we just do one and then go to Belmont, which will hopefully be his best distance? So we'll make the call, but I mean, that's probably what we'll do now.
Eric, what is your wife's name?
Kay.
K-A-Y?
Yep, K-A-Y. Her dad trained horses. Her great uncle was Charles Kurtzinger that rode War Admiral.
Oh.
where's your barn based, Eric?
It's on Russell Cave Road in Lexington. I own a farm called Mercury Equine Center. We got our own private training track, and that's where I got about 100 horses. And then we keep 20 horses in Ohio. We keep some horses in Kentucky at Keeneland. So we're scattered out. We run our horses in about 6 states. I have 4 guys that load up horses every day and go to the races and saddle for me, and I stay there and train. Usually don't get done until 2 or 3 in the afternoon because we have so many. But been doing it that way for a long time.
Eric, if you hadn't been in the Derby yesterday, where would you have been? And if you weren't going to Pimlico in 2 weeks, where would you be?
If I wasn't in the Derby yesterday, I promise you I'd have been on the lake fishing with my dad. And if I wasn't going to Pimlico next week, is that what the story was?
In 2 weeks, what track would you be, or where would you be?
I'd be at my track training horses at Mercury.
Eric, is this your first Grade 1 win?
Yeah, I'd only had one other graded winner, and that was a filly that won the Raven Run, Satan's Quick Chick. And then we came within the neck of taking out the greatest in Zenyatta a few years back, and it was the thrill of a lifetime when that happened, just to run good with her, because she was a magnificent horse. And we gave her all that she'd ever had at that point in her career, and so that's the closest I've ever come to anything like this.
Who was the horse that you were second to Zenyatta?
Renterval. It was in the Clement Hirsch.